Let's talk about something we've all been through. That one argument. The one you and your partner have over and over and over again. It's exhausting, right? Well, today we're going to look at a way to finally put a stop to it.
Okay, let's just dive right in. It's this feeling of being stuck on a loop, like you're in your own personal Groundhog Day. The topic might change a little. Maybe it's the dishes, maybe it's money, maybe it's plans for the weekend. But the feeling, the script, it's always exactly the same. So we're going to explore why that happens. But more importantly, I'm going to show you a super simple but powerful way to break that cycle for good. And this really gets to the heart of it. See, the fight might start with something small, like who was supposed to take out the trash, but it almost never stays there, does it? It just spirals. Suddenly, you're not talking about chores anymore. You're talking about feeling unheard, unappreciated, or blamed. And before you know it, both of you are in your defensive corners. And the real issue, it never ever gets solved.
But what if we're looking at this all wrong? What if the goal wasn't to win the argument, but to actually understand it? That's where things can really change. It all comes down to one simple, but honestly profound shift in how we talk to each other. And that shift is all about this idea: empathy as emotional repair. Now, let's be clear. Empathy is not about agreeing with your partner. It's not about saying, you're right, I'm wrong. It's just about being able to hit pause on your own hurt for a second and really try to see and acknowledge what they're feeling. When you do that, you're not fighting about facts anymore. You're connecting over feelings. And that's where the healing starts.
So how do we actually do this? Well, there's a fantastic little tool for it, straight out of couples therapy. It's called the express and repeat exercise. It's so simple. One person talks, they get to say everything they're feeling with no interruptions. And here's the crucial part. Before the other person can jump in with their side, they have to first repeat back what they just heard. That's it. That simple step forces everyone to slow down and actually listen instead of just planning their comeback. Okay, I know, it might sound a little bit robotic or clinical, but let me tell you a story about a real couple who were pretty much at the end of their rope and how this one little technique made all the difference. So, our source material talks about this married couple who were just stuck, completely stuck in that classic never-ending fight. For them, it was always about two things: money and chores. But underneath all that, the real problem was that both of them felt totally, completely unheard and unappreciated. The resentment was just piling up, so they finally decided to see a therapist. And when they tried the express and repeat exercise, something pretty incredible happened. The wife explained how she felt. And when the husband had to repeat her words back to her, it was like a light bulb went on. He finally heard her. He realized her complaints about chores weren't actually about him being lazy. They were about her feeling alone and her deep need for more emotional support. But here's the thing. It went both ways. When it was his turn to talk about the constant financial pressure he was under, and she repeated it back, she really heard him for the first time too. She understood his defensiveness around money wasn't about trying to control her. It was about the huge amount of stress he was carrying as the primary earner. So what happened? Well, that mutual understanding just flipped the entire script. They stopped being opponents in a fight and started being partners trying to solve a problem together. They went from blaming each other to working as a team. And that didn't just solve the arguments, it actually made their bond way stronger. Look, this is more than just a nice story. It's literally a blueprint. It's a real, practical tool that you can start using in your own life. So what's the one thing you can take away from this and start doing, like, today? It's this: practice active listening. Seriously. The express and repeat thing is a great structured way to do it, but the main idea applies to every conversation. When your partner is talking, give them your full, undivided attention. And here's the key: listen only to understand where they're coming from, not to just cook up your response. That is the absolute bedrock of empathy and real deep connection. So I'll just leave you with this question. The next time you feel that old, familiar argument starting to bubble up, what would happen if you just paused? What if instead of jumping in, you tried to listen first, to really understand? Could one single conversation, if you just do it a little differently, be the one that finally changes everything?